Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to share 10 essential things that you must not do in your 20s if your goal is to become successful and rich. It's very important that you understand these because your 20s is your building years. This is the time where you either lock in and focus or you fuck around and waste the years, which is not what you want to do. My name is Tom Roberts. I've built a multi-six-figure company from scratch after being in and out of prison, starting from nothing to today becoming successful at a young age. I mean, I don't think that six figures is successful, but most people do, and sounds good. So let's get into it. The first biggest mistake that you can make in your 20s is choosing women over your purpose. I've seen many of my friends who had big goals and big dreams chase pussy and forget about their goals. And then that habitual behavior gets ingrained in their mind, and now they don't want to be rich no more. It's a very, very dangerous place to be because women come and go, and women can be a distraction or they can be an asset to your life. And you've got to look at the women in your life and you've got to ask yourself, is this woman worth building with, or is she distracting me from my goal? The second thing is staying in your hometown. You've got to leave. You've got to go and build a new identity. The reason for that is if the current version of you right now was capable of the goals that you want, you would have already achieved them. And the only way you can become something new is if you shift your identity. And the fastest way to do that is leave your old environment. Nobody in your friendship circle is capable of building a 7 or 8 figure company. So you've got to look at that and think, fuck, big problem, leave environment, start fresh. This is going to give you self-responsibility. It's going to teach you how to take care of yourself for the rest of your fucking life. You're going to know how to take care of yourself. So move out of your parents' house if you're living with them at the moment and go and start a brand new life somewhere else. You're not going to be networking with the top 1% on a shitty council estate. Wherever you are, leave. I live in Thailand. I've met many digital entrepreneurs that earn 7, 8 figures, and it was the best decision that I ever made, and probably the only reason why I am where I am today. The third thing is not leaving your 9 to 5. Big mistake. It's not risky quitting your job. You can always go and get another 9 to 5. I speak to people sometimes like, I want to quit my job, but it's a little bit risky. I'm like, risky? You think quitting your 9 to 5 is risky, my friend? Wait until you get the fucking consequence of not quitting your 9 to 5 in 5, 6 years when AI comes and replaces you, and then you've got no job and you still don't know how to make money. You're already working 8 hours a day. So as long as you're not going to starve to death, leave the job and spend 8 hours a day on your goal, not somebody else's. The fourth thing is saving every single penny that you've got instead of investing in yourself. Now, this was something that I struggled with around 21 and 22. I didn't really understand the idea of like investing into mentorship, but I've actually realized you can just pay for new results. I had a problem in my company, a bottleneck, and I went to somebody who was an expert in the field. I said, brother, I'm stuck here. Can you help me get here? He said, yes. Me 2 years ago would be like, let me think about it. I need to speak to my mum. All these shit excuses. But now I'm just like, bro, you can do it. Boom, there's the money. They give me the knowledge and resources. Fix the problem. You can literally pay for new results by investing into mentorship and investing into yourself. Not only that, you've got to be able to operate from an abundance mindset. You've got to be able to send money out to the universe with the expectation that it's coming back. Because if you do invest into yourself, it will come back. And it will come back a lot more than you give it out. There's also a very big difference in saving and building capital. So saving is being frugal, trying to hold on to everything. Building capital is long-term thinking where you're thinking, okay, I might want to invest into this company, or I might want to, invest into this property. So there's a big difference. I'm not saying don't accumulate capital. Absolutely accumulate capital, but don't just fucking hold on to your money with no expectation of investing that back into the universe. The fifth thing is wasting your weekends, okay? One of my mentors said to me, Tom, if you want to be successful, observe the masses and do the opposite. What do the masses do on the weekend. They get distracted, they go and get drunk, and they waste their time. You've got to do the opposite of that, really. Your weekends is your golden time for you to lock in on your goals and dreams. It's not a time for you to escape your reality and escape your discomfort. It's time for you to fucking lock in, and I keep swearing, I do apologize, this probably is going to get demonetized, don't give a fuck. But it's time for you to lock in on your goal and do what's important, because you ain't going to build financial freedom by accident. It's going to come from sacrificing your weekends. And the best thing about it is you don't have to sacrifice your weekends forever. You can just do it for a couple of years, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want. The sixth thing is spending time with losers. You've probably heard this one before, right? You are the sum total of your 5 closest friends, okay? So you can know that and still hang around with losers, but it doesn't make sense to do that. In reality, it doesn't, does it? Let's be honest. They've probably got different goals to you, or maybe they've got the same goals, but they do fuck all about it, okay? Don't hang around with losers, because another thing is you're going to start speaking about these big goals. I've started this online business, or, you know, I've invested into this mentor, and they're going to be like, it's probably a scam, it's not going to work, get a 9 to 5, all the bullshit that broke people say, and that's going to fuck with your head, okay? So stop hanging around with losers. The seventh thing is thinking you have a lot of time. You don't. COVID was 6.5 years ago. If you spent 4 hours per day over the last 6.5 years learning about online business, learning about success, learning about wealth, you wouldn't be watching this video right now. So you've got to make sure that in 6.5 years, you are where you want to be. So don't waste your time. You don't have as much time as you think, and it's going to fly by. The eighth thing is taking time off work to find yourself, okay? Don't be a pussy, all right? I'm actually going to put my hand up and say I'm guilty of this. When I first started making money, I started traveling. Started going to Bali, Vietnam, and I realized I was actually just running away from my problems instead of facing them. And the only way to find yourself is through work and sacrifice. As a man, you are always going to suffer, and that's the way it is. Just accept it. The ninth thing is listening to your parents' advice. If they knew how to get rich, they'd already be there, okay? They're going to tell you to work your way up in a 9 to 5. They're going to tell you to get an education, go to university. Don't do that, because otherwise you're going to have the same results as them at their age. And also, they come from a completely different generation to us. Of course, their belief system is going to be different to ours. We've got online business. We've got fucking all these tools at our fingertips that they never had access to. So don't listen to your parents if they're broke. And the 10th thing is don't go broke trying to look rich. Okay, I remember earning my first bit of money. I wanted to buy a Rolex. I wanted to buy D squared. I wanted to buy all these things. Did that and ended up broke. And had to sell it and look like a fucking idiot. So there's 10 things to avoid in your 20s if you want to be successful and rich. I do work with people one-on-one, and if you want to learn more about it, there's a link in the description. Don't really care if you click it or not. But thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.